This is a CBS News special report. I'm Jim Axelrod reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York. According to the Oregon State Police, there has been a deadly shooting on the campus of a community college in southwestern Oregon. The name of the school is Umpqua Community College. It's located in Roseburg, Oregon, which is 179 miles south of Portland. We can now report as many as 10 people are dead. That's according to multiple law enforcement sources in Oregon. There are many others injured. Some of those injuries are being described as critical. Let's go now to Jeff Pegues in Washington. Jeff, what are you hearing?
Well, we're still getting information, Jim, on what's unfolding there in Roseburg, Oregon. As you mentioned, the number of fatalities is just coming in, and as you reported, 10 dead, multiple injuries. But we're also getting information that the suspect may either be dead or in custody. There are reports the lockdown at this community college, and it's Umpqua Community College. There are reports the lockdown may soon be lifted, but we're also trying to confirm that information right now. As you might imagine, law enforcement authorities, not only across that state and in that community, are trying to gather as much information as possible, as are federal law enforcement officials as well. We've talked to officials at multiple federal agencies. They are still trying to get a sense of how serious and how many fatalities there are connected to this incident. Jim?
Of course, this is a developing incident, so those numbers, of course, are fluid. No matter how many sources we had, everyone's still trying to get their arms around exactly what's happening at this campus where there are 3,000 students in Roseburg, Oregon. Jeff, any idea how long this has been an active situation?
Well, we're still trying to figure that out, as is law enforcement. Jim, as you know, over the last several years, unfortunately, law enforcement in this country has had to deal with many instances like this. Ever since Columbine, there have been a rash of these types of shootings with multiple victims, and it appears, according to the information that we're getting right now, that this is another one of those incidents. And law enforcement across the country is trained heavily in these types of situations. They know how to respond, in part based on the lessons learned from Columbine. The approach is always not to wait, not to stand back, but to go in. And we suspect that that's what happened in this case. We don't have that confirmed absolutely, but that is the training that typically goes into these active shooter situations. So we're trying to gather as much information as possible, including the status of the shooter in this incident. But obviously there is a lot going on right now at that community college as officials try to figure out exactly what happened.
And, of course, let's update you on the situation at Umpqua Community College in Roseburg, Oregon, where there are reports that as many as 10 people have been killed in a shooting on that campus. We now can tell you, according to an administrative source at the school, that the shooter is down, meaning the situation as far as the active shooter is over. And we say that there have been 10 people killed, as many as 20 others injured. Some of those injuries are being described as critical. Let's go back to Jeff Pegues for just a second. Jeff, this information, as we say, is coming in. Any update on the fact that the shooter is down?
Well, we have not gotten an update on that. We know that federal law enforcement officials are being briefed on this, and we hope to have some concrete information from them in the next few minutes. But obviously, this is something that is unfolding as we speak here. And investigators, not only from across that state, but federal investigators as well, will help out trying to really get to the bottom of what happened here in this shooting. But as you mentioned, 10 dead, multiple injuries in this incident, and I'm sure local authorities there are still trying to figure out the extent of the injuries and fatalities.
Jeff Pegues in Washington, thank you. And of course, CBS News will bring you continuing coverage on our digital news network, CBSN. It's available on all devices at cbsnews.com. Your local CBS station will have more as well, and we will, of course, have extensive coverage tonight on the CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley. For now, I'm Jim Axelrod, CBS News, New York.
For news 24 hours a day, go to cbsnews.com.